let your light glow. People have a way of drawing their conclusions.
That's true.
All when them don't know you, know nothing about you, or where you're coming from.
And some will try to stop you for no reason. Because your journey, them can't understand.
No matter what you do, you can't please me.
I know.
I've tried it too many times before.
You do.
Them only smile and don't judge me. Some even push me to the floor.
Cause if you make them mislead you, you will go sorry when them don't need you. Cut them off if you need to. Come when I kill you, will surely kill you. Hey, no matter what nobody says,
No matter
live life your own way. Even when the world's against you.
You know what time it is. You know what time it is. 2 minutes to go. Coming up at 12:30, Usain St. Leo Bolt, OJ, CD, is the greatest sprinter of all time. He is a 3-time Olympic gold medalist, a world record holder for the 100 meters, 200 meters, 4x100 meters. Usain is the most naturally gifted athlete the world has ever seen. And a film rhythm this trainer. Immortal. Today we journey with Usain Bolt, the road to success. Remember, you can watch it live on IRI FM's platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Road to Success, the journey, a feature inside the Easy Skanking, geared to inspire, uplift, educate, motivate, and entertain. And it's that time inside the Easy Skanking. It's time for Road to Success, the journey. Usain St. Leo Bolt, OJ, CD, is the greatest sprinter of all time. He is a 3-time Olympic gold medalist, a world record holder for 100, 200, and 4x100 meter races. Usain is the most naturally gifted athlete the world has ever seen. Mr. Legend, good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us on the 107s. Thank you so much for agreeing to share your journey, your story, and taking us with you.
Yeah, man, I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here.
All right, we're really happy that you could take the time out. But, it's Black History Month, Bolt, so it is only fitting that we begin with something historic, right? So do you have, say, 9.58 seconds to spare?
Yes.
There's the start, and Bolt got a good one. Engaged right with him, and so's a Safa Powell. Bailey's there too. But here's Bolt. Bolt charging to the front. Gaze coming, but can't catch him. Usain Bolt. Look at the time. 9.58 world record.
I told you, Tom Hammond, we were going to see a 9.5 tonight. The wind is okay. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, it is into a headwind. There is no one on this planet or any other one that we know of that has ever run that fast.
No, you see when this happened, the entire Jamaica lift up. It's like the world stopped. It's a proud moment. It's a feeling of joy and excitement for Jamaicans, and a lot of people are worldwide. But how do you feel? Take us to that moment, crossing the finish line.
For me, it was that day was just outstanding for me, you know, because the expectations were high. Understand? Not just
Mm-hmm.
for me, but for just Jamaica and everybody around. They wanted to see me breaking the world record. So for me, it was just excited to actually get it done and to be a world champion and to break the world record. So it was just, there's no words. It was just really exciting and fulfilling.
No, let's backtrack to the genesis of the journey where it all began. Sherwood content in Trelawney. Usain St. Leopold growing up. Was it in your wildest dream that you would have written such a significant history?
No, definitely not. You know, for me, come as a country youth,
Mm-hmm.
I never thought I would be at this level in my life. You know what I mean? We always dream, but you can never dream this big. You understand? But all through my career, I continue to just continue to believe in myself and believe that I could do great things. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the reasons we did Living the Dream, the song. You understand? To show people that that's where we start from and this is where we are and just to believe in yourself.
Because all in all, you are, like an all-round sport lover. You played cricket as well, or focused on it. But what ignited your passion for track?
For me, like started out. For me, it was just all talent at the start. I wasn't passionate about track at the start because
Mm.
I was really into cricket at a young age. So it was mostly cricket. Even when I went to high school, I really wanted to play cricket. And then my coaches at high school was like, "Nah, you need to focus on track and field. You're really good at it, so you should do it." And then it was after a while I started getting into it and I started loving it. And then after the 2002 World Junior Games, that's when I was like, you know what, I probably could be one of the best. So that's when I really started to really get into it and really started to love it.
And well, a lot of persons can run, but it's almost like for you, this is like a God-given gift. Something that you were
Definitely.
born with. Did you take like a disciplined approach at first, or you just basically rely on this talent to get you there?
It was just talent for me. From the
Mm-hmm.
start to almost the end of high school, it was mainly just talent. I was just really fast. I didn't train as hard as everybody else, but I was so talented. As I said, it was a God given gift. You understand? So I really it was just easy for me at the start. So, but all I got and the more that I wanted out of it, I had to train hard and really focus on being the
Mm-hmm.
best.
You sort of alluded to it a little bit, but I just go and bring it back there. Can you recall like a defining moment in your junior athletic career when it basically confirmed to you that look, you can do great things, you can take this thing to the next level?
Well, when I started, it was after 2002 when I started actually loving track and field. When I was about
Mm-hmm.
15, I really started loving it. And I think it was '07 when I was like, you know what, after I came second, you know what, I can really be one of the greats if I really put my mind to it. And that's when it all began.
Mm-hmm. But even your success, like it was never really handed to you because earlier in your pro career, you were struggling somewhat, injuries and that kind of thing. But what important lesson did you actually learn in order to say, redirect your path to greatness? Because that is something that can basically, deter you on your journey, like all these little things happening.
For me, it was just meeting Glenn Mills. I
Mm.
think was one of the most important thing in '05 when he started coaching me. He really taught me a lot of life lessons and ways how to deal with certain things. And he really helped me through a lot of my injuries and helped me to refocus. So for me, that was he was a person really that helped me to really get focused, and that was the key thing, like me to just focus and get serious and not just rely just on my talent, but also to work and to learn how to sacrifice and push on.
And as you mentioned your coach, his way of doing things, and this is just insights that we would get through your documentary, I Am Bolt. His approach is not just about the physical or getting you in physical shape, but is more like a holistic type of approach. Expound a little bit about the relationship with you and your coach, Glenn Mills, and how it got to that level.
For me, it was definitely a challenge at the start because, as I said, I just focused on just my talent. All I'm saying, Coach, don't worry, I'm fast, but he took his time with me and really teach me mental ways how to understand track and field and understand what it is. And as you said, he worked on physically to make sure I was prepared. But he was like a father figure to me. And the more we continue our relationship, we became like very good friends. You know what I mean? We could laugh, we could talk about anything. And he played a very important part in my life to really help to develop me in every different way.
Let's talk a little bit more about your mental state because, even watching you, we know you love for party, you want touch out, you want bust the latest dance moves and, rightfully so, you are young. How did you process that mentally? I'm sure at some point he would have said to you, boy, Bolt, I know you want to go carnival, I know you want to do this, but then, but how did you deal with that from a mental standpoint and understanding that, you need to be great?
No, all right. So one thing over at the start we used to butt heads over all of that. You know what I mean? It was always an issue. But the more we went on and understood each other, we kind of came together. We actually sat down and talked about it. And I said, Coach, I really love to go out and to enjoy myself. And he says, I understand. So we kind of understood each other. Where he could say, you saying these 3 months, I'm going to need you to focus and really grind and get things done. And so you give me my time when I could enjoy myself. But anytime you come to me and say, listen, it's work time, then I understood that it was work time. So over time, we kind of understood each other to the point where I can say, Coach, I need to go out, or I need to do this. And he'd be like, all right, cool. Or he said, no, you can't do this because we need to work on this. And I would say, all right, I understand. So we got to the point where we understood each other so well, where it just became like one. So it was good.
And that sort of synergy is really great. I admire your team because how important was it for you in to create a team that is so closely knitted, almost having persons around you that you can trust wholeheartedly?
Yeah, having a team is very important. I've told people over the years that finding the right set of people to help you to succeed or the same dream as you, to help to build your career, to move forward is very important. You understand that? I found my team at the right time. It was not so at the beginning, but the more I went on in my career, I could fit more and more pieces together. So it's very important to have a team that believes in your goal and wants the same thing that you want.
And you know how it is in Jamaica, people love to say, yo, you're bad by man, cut me off or whatever. So I'm sure at some point you must have had persons, within a circle that you had to let go of because you were able to see the bigger picture. How did those persons handle it and what did that do to your psyche? Did you feel bad about it or you just firm with your decision and move on?
No, you can't feel bad about somebody who's not with you. You understand? If you move pieces around in your life because this is what is best for you, I'm not gonna feel bad about that because if you wanted to be a part of my life, you would have wanted me to succeed and wanted to help me. So for me, I've never felt bad about moving away from a person or saying, listen, we can't be friends anymore. You understand? Because you don't want what I want or you don't want to see me get to a higher level. So for me, it was never an issue. I never felt bad about it at any time. But there's a time where I had to move around pieces on the board.
All right, a boss move. I mean, it is expected. But no, your success in Beijing propelled you to global stardom and, ultimately cemented your celebrity status. A number of national awards were also bestowed upon you. How pressuring was this added responsibility during this period of your life?
I think after Beijing, you definitely felt the pressure. I would say. But as I say, I have a great team around me, especially my coach. I always say he's the one that talked to me the most about things. I could always go to him and say, "Listen, coach, I don't know I'm going to handle this. I don't know how I should deal with this." You could sit me down and explain, "Don't worry, man. It's part of what we're doing." And he kind of slightly prepared me for the stardom because he said to me, "Listen, if when we go to Beijing and you win," because he knew in himself already and believed after seeing me train that he's like, "Listen, your life is gonna change, so be prepared." I was I wasn't that prepared of how big the change was, but he kind of helped me to maneuver through everything and to get mentally prepared for it.
But big up of course to Glenn Mills. We see his greatness through you, and then just how he executes, and he kind of have this calm demeanor about him, but then pretty much solid with his execution. Your camp also has popular and famous athletes as well. What was the synergy like in the camp? Because it's just like school. Everybody wants to be that top person, and track and field in itself, it is a competitive sport. How what's that vibe like? I mean, you are the star. Some people may feel left out, but ultimately, how would you describe that synergy with your teammates?
For me, it was good. I mean, competition was always there. Even in training, we would compete at times in training, and you expect that, and it helps to drive you. You know what I mean? Keeps you on your toes and keeps you focused. For me, I always say, because my coach understands me, we've been together for a long period of time. I would understand. I don't need a lot of attention until it gets really to, like, if I need to get starts done. You understand? Because I was really poor at my starts, I would get attention. But overall, my coach would spread the love and to help everybody to improve. That's why we had such high level athletes in the camp that I was. So for me, it was a great experience working with everybody, and it was fun, I must say.
No, when I was watching a documentary, and in it you're talking about you went to a party and you want to do a money pull up, and you end up missing a step that ultimately put you in a situation where you had to go to Germany to get treatment. How do you handle setbacks and injuries? Are these situations and little circumstances that weigh heavy on you, considering your legs are your bread and butter? This is what you do.
I think that was in 2016. So for me, by then I've gone through so much injuries throughout the year. For me, it was just another injury. You understand? But at the start, it was tough because it bothers you that, am I going to be fast if I come after this injury? Am I going to be the same person? Is it going to cause an issue down the road? So it does play on your mind. But all you have to do is just train hard and just work. You understand? You have to just put your head down and work and hope for the best. You understand? So they always say if you put in the work, everything will be fine. And I put in the work, and then everything was fine at the end.
This is not as easy as how you just say it, because
Yeah.
talk to us a little bit about the mindset though, because you're training, it is hard, it's grueling, but what keeps you going regardless? Because I'm sure there are times you probably say to yourself like, Jano, again, or how did you deal with these times?
Yeah, definitely. You doubt yourself at the start. You understand? Because it's a process to get back to your original self, or even trying to get better. So yes, you doubt yourself. You come out, or you might, if you start getting better, and then you might have a slight setback. It's pressure. You understand? It's not just, as you said. I think it's so easy, but it's just constant work. I had to train twice a day at times just to get by. I train in the morning and in the evening just to make up the work that everybody else is doing, and what I have lost over maybe 2 months. So for me, it was a grueling task. You know what I mean? I hate waking up in the morning, but I had to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to get to the track to get the work done, and to get back to being the best in the world. So for me, it was not an easy road, but I knew what I want, and that's what kept me going, because I knew I wanted to be the best. I knew I wanted to either win the World Championship or the Olympics, depends on which year it was. So for me, that was always my motivation. At the end of the day, I wanted to be the champion at the end of the season.
Whoa. Now, you are, to me, one of the most charismatic sports personalities. I mean, sold out stadiums look forward to, your starting blocks, theatrics, whether you're rubbing your head, you're putting up one finger, you're fist bumping, or, doing your dance moves. But is this to deal with the adrenaline? Is it to basically interact with the audience, or is it to psych your competition a bit? Sort of an intimidation tactics. What exactly is it?
For me, it's just my personality. Anybody who has hung around me know that it's just my personality. But it also helps it with nerves, because one thing you don't, the more you focus on a race going into the race, the more nervous you get. So for me, my personality, interacting with the crowd, just my energy, the vibe, it gives me less time to think about the actual race. So when you get down in the blocks, you just have to get ready to go. So for me, it's a way of relaxing and just showing people who I am as a person and just my personality.
When you're down on the blocks, on your marks, right? What's the thought process like? Because you know how we stay a yard, so the whole of Jamaica watch, and you know how people stay. All it takes to say, yo, boy, better bring it, yo. I mean, but what goes through your mind? Do you focus on all of that, or you're just in the moment doing what you do best?
For me, one thing your coach always tell you is that to clear your mind. You know what I mean? All you need to do right now is to listen, listen, listen. So for me, I always try to, you have to focus on the gun. You understand? So you try to clear your mind as much as possible, which is very hard, but you try to clear your mind and get it right. You understand? The one time I didn't clear my mind, I false started. So for me, lessons are there. So you just have to clear your mind fully. That's it. Try not to think about anything and just listen for the gun when you're in that block.
Track and field is a very competitive sport, as you know, and just like many other things, rivalry is inevitable, and everybody wants to win. Has a competitor ever said anything to you before, or done anything before or after a race that has influenced how you approach life?
No, for me, competition was everything for me. I don't think competitors ever said anything to me, really. Like one in '08 actually.
Yeah.
Oh God, what's his name? Walter Dix. After he was in the semifinals with me, and I ran, but I kind of shut down at the end. And when he was walking past me, he said, "Yo, there ain't gonna be no jogging in the finals." And I found it really funny. I found it really funny the way I actually won. You know what I mean? So it was something that you have a few. It's mostly American competitors. They're always the one that talks a lot, or always try to intimidate you and stuff. Because Gatlin actually spit across my lane once when I was
Whoa.
competing with him. So, but is I think it's just mainly American athletes were at the time. They always feel like talking could get in your psyche, but for me it was never that. If I knew I was ready, no matter what you said about what you did, I was always confident I was gonna win.
Did Gatlin and his antics motivated you in terms of, yo, yeah, beat the brother, wait till you go out on the track? I mean, what did that do to you? Did you kind of enjoy that sort of rivalry?
For me it was always a sense. It really helped to motivate. I think in 2012, if you watch I Am Bold, as I said, I remember in 2016, through the years, I was, because of the injury, I was having um, just motivational problems. You know what I mean? I had to have my team had to be on top of me, like, yo, you need to get focused, you need to get ready. And I remember watching that interview with Gatlin, and the guy was asking, are you going to win the Olympics? And he says, yo, I'm going to win the Olympics and I'm going to wear my gold chain. I wear
Wha-
my gold medal around my neck like a gold chain while we go on the tour of America. And I was like, no, that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? And it kind of gave me that extra jolt of energy that I needed. So for me, I live for competition. I really love competing. I think Gatlin was one of the fiercest competitors I've ever really competed with throughout my career.
And while you love competition, you also are a very good sportsman because you once congratulated Gatlin in a race. How imperative or important is it to display good sportsmanship, especially at the level that you're at?
For me, it's very important, because you have to respect the people that you compete with because you of all person should know what you have to do to get to the level or the work you have to put in to be the best. So for me, when he actually finally beat me at my last race, I had to go to him and like, yo, bro, listen, congratulations, because I know he's been trying for the past 6 years to get to this level. You know what I mean? So for me, it was just a pleasure. I was like, yo, you know what I mean? To compete with somebody at that level for so many years, you know what I mean? I know what he must have gone through, or the stress, or the just becoming second all the time, and then the actual win, how he must have feel. So I had to congratulate him because I know he put in the work.
That is super awesome, and that just goes to show that you're that's why you're the goat. It is what it is. I mean, you currently hold the world records in the 100 meter, 200 meter, 400 meter, an 8-time Olympic gold medalist, and the only sprinter to win Olympic 100, 200 meter titles at 3 consecutive Olympics, 2008, 2012, 2016, and so much more. Talk to us about the fears of stepping into the unknown as you transition from track and field to the corporate arena.
For me, the good thing about it, we started early. You know what I mean? It was not just at the end we just decided, let's go do this. You know what I mean? My team, we sat down. I think it was after the 2012, going to 2013 season. We were like, yo, when are you gonna decide to retire? What should we do? Which direction should we go? So we really started early and figuring out what we wanted to do. So it was not as scary as you would think because we were well prepared. You know what I mean? It's not easy, that's for sure. You know what I mean? To get things done, but I have a great team around me. My agent Ricky Sims, everybody knows my best friend and my manager NJ. You know what I mean? They really made sure everything was good and I was ready to retire and move on into, as I said, the corporate world.
You know what I want to ask you. Your signature to the world pose, right? Was that something that was planned, or it was just spur of the moment on the track, just feeling the vibe and doing it?
For me, the dancing was actually planned, but the to the world sign just happened. It really just happened.
Whoa,
Yeah. So it
it's
was
a vibe.
something that was big. You know what I mean?
And another thing about you in comparison to, like other athletes, I think you can laugh at yourself and that makes it so much easier. Like you have a fun persona. How did this whole banter with you and say actor Kevin Hart, how did that come about?
Probably we were working we were working on Poker Stars together, and we decided they were like, "Yo, let's see who can have fun, more fun." So we continued doing it, and so it was just a back and forth thing, and it was just something that we came up together and decided that we would do.
All right, we have Cashbot coming up, so I'm going to ask you, do not go anywhere. We're just going to go for a quick break. So stick and stay. If you're just joining us, it's all about Road to Success, the journey with Usain Bolt. When we come back, we're going to be delving into retirement. He's going into the music industry, produce and them thing there. So stick and stay. Soon forward.
Get the winning taste and nutrition Jamaica knows and loves with Lasco Food Drink. The time by Lasco Food Drink is...
The time is now 12:56.
You are what you drink. Your premium. Enjoy Heineken specials at your favorite bars. Drink responsibly. Socialize responsibly. The time by Heineken is...
It is now 12:56. You are inside the Easy Skanking. Listen up to your top draw dollars. Pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, hot pick, and cash pot lunchtime draws up next. Living the dream.
Life is a journey.
Usain Bolt featuring NJ.
Never switch up, never switch up. Your blessings can flow, you never give up. Never switch up, never switch up. When life get heavy, keep pushing it up. Work so hard, never give up. Mama blessing flowing us. All I wanna do is make her proud. Make her boast about her son to crowd. Put in the work, now we never ever stop. If you till the silent, you must reap the crop. Stand and set it, will never drop.
There's only one radio station I listen to. Iria FM.
Again.
Life is a journey. Believe in yourself.
Never switch up, never switch up. Your blessings can flow if you never give up. Never switch up.
Don't forget that the hour, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. inside the Easy Skanking is brought to you by Red Stripe Flavors. Add a stripe of flavor.
All I wanna do is make her proud. Make her boast about her son to crowd. Put in the work, now we never ever stop. If you till the silent, you must reap the crop. Stand and set it, will never drop. You keep rising to the top. Just a kid from the country, living the dream. Just a kid from the country, pushing the wheels. Just a kid, pushing the wheels. Just a kid from the country, living the dream. Work hard every day, never change up the routine. Never switch up, never switch up. Your blessings can flow if you never give up. Never switch up, never switch up. When life get heavy, keep pushing it up. House on the hill with a nice city view. So close to the sky, what a nice pretty blue. Can achieve if you try, nobody now pity you. Believe in yourself, anything's possible. Just a kid from the country, living the dream.
When me use Island Fresh with aloe vera, it make me skin feel so much smoother. So if you want to feel better and smell fresher, use Island Fresh with aloe vera.
Manufactured by Island Products, 934-0666.
The time is...
It is now 1 minute to 1 o'clock. We're standing by, so listen up to your top draw dollars. Pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, hot pick, and cash pot lunchtime draws up next. If you're just joining us, it's all about Road to Success, the journey with the legendary, the great Usain Bolt.
Never switch up. When life get
Living the dream right now on your speaker box on the 107.
living the dream.
Usain Bolt featuring NJ.
Just a kid from the country, pushing the wheels. Just a kid.
That all Bolt a sing, sir.
Just a kid from the country, living the dream.
Radio.
Work hard every day, never change up the routine.
Official live drawing of the Supreme Ventures Lottery Games. This could be your lucky day. Get your tickets out and let the games begin.
Good afternoon. It is Thursday, February 25, 2021. I'm Carrie Ann, and welcome to this afternoon's Supreme Ventures live lunchtime game draw. Now, before we begin, here's a quick look at our mid-morning winning numbers. Now, all Supreme Ventures live game draws are being supervised by the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission and observed by the independent auditing firm PwC. And now, let's put some money in your top draw. Now, this afternoon's top draw jackpot has climbed to $600,000. So, here are your winning top draw numbers. Here we go. And for Money Pun Top Pun Money, the first top draw number coming your way is 7. And now, right after 7, what do we have? We have 21. The next top draw number, what is it going to be? It is number 1. Right after 1, we have lucky number 11. And our final top draw number for $600,000 is lucky number 17. And now let's pick your play with our dollars game. So I hope you're feeling lucky. Here goes. And this afternoon's winning lunchtime dollars numbers are coming right down. Now, first in line, we have 15. Next up, it is 31. Right after 31, we have lucky number 19. Next in line is number 4. And following 4, here comes the number 32. What is next? It is 17. And of course, we're halfway there. So here comes lucky number 7. Right after 7, we have the number 29. Now, next in line is number 3. And coming down slowly but surely is a solid number 30. Here comes the next Dallas number, which is 27. And of course, we wrap things up this afternoon with the number 33. And now for some easy winnings with our Pick 2 game. Here goes. Get those tickets out and let's play. Now, the first Pick 2 number coming your way is 11. And the second Pick 2 number is 7. So once again, the win Pick 2 numbers are 11 and 7. Up next, you can play 3 ways the game. You can play straight, mixed, and of course, just back it up. Here we go. Now the first Pick 3 number is 0. Now the second Pick 3 number is 7, and our third and final Pick 3 number coming your way is another 7. So once again, the winning Pick 3 numbers are 0, 7, and 7. It is now time to turn up your winnings, so get ready for Pick 4. And of course, you know it, the balls are bubbling up. So first up is 9. Now the second Pick 4 number coming your way is another 9. Now the third Pick 4 number, what is it gonna be? It is 5, and our final Pick 4 number, here it comes. It is 1. So once again, the winning Pick 4 numbers are 9, 9, 5, and 1. No, it's easy for win, so let's spice things up with Hot Pick. And the winning Hot Pick number this afternoon is lucky number 13. Congratulations to all our Hot Pick winners. Again, the winning number is 13. Now, the Hot Pick Mega Ball is here to stay. Now, remember, for every $10 bet, you win an additional $300 for Hot Pick when the Mega Ball is selected. So stay tuned because one Mega Ball draw will be done for both Hot Pick and Cash Pot. And all right, that's so nice. Nowhere else. Cash Pot Bigger Pot got even bigger. Over $1.2 billion has been won in just 2 weeks. So players can now win $305 for every $10 winning Cash Pot bet. So catch it while it lasts. Let's get ready to play our Cash Pot game for Thursday, February 25, 2021. Now, you live to play, but guess what? Can you win it? Are you ready to be a big Cash Pot winner? And this afternoon's winning Cash Pot number is 12. Congratulations, all our Cash Pot winners. Again, the winning number is 12. It is now time for some mega winnings, so good luck. And what is it going to be? Let's see what is coming your way. Here it is. It is coming right up. It is a Mega Ball that has been selected, so go Mega 6 times per day for more chances to win big. Again, the winning Cash Pot number is head. Lucky is 12. Lucky mark head. And of course, a Mega Ball was selected for both Cash Pot and Hot Pick. And now let's take a look at this afternoon's winning numbers. And of course, a big congrats to everyone who won. So please make sure you come back at 3 p.m. for more games you love to play. I'm Carrie Ann. Have a supreme afternoon.
Hope you were a big winner. Play your favorite Supreme Ventures games every day and tune in for our live draw 6 times a day at 8:30 a.m., 10:30 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m., and 8:25 p.m. on this station. Supreme Ventures, making winners every day.
That was the lunchtime top draw dollars, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, hot pick, and cash pot draws. Congratulations to all of today's winners. Join us again at 3 p.m. for another chance to win in hot pick and cash pot special pot draws.
The time brought to you by IRI FM is...
It is now 6 minutes after 1 o'clock.
Alright, everybody. Big up, yeah. Everything strike to me swag, flip on you knock up. Chow the thing, mad. Beer vibes they enough. Full of stripe and a general. Yep. Fresh like melon, every girl walk up. As we reach from the scene, every several start bus. The man is a must, yeah. Big up and just. Flavors in the rave and that's a plus. Anywhere we there, yeah. Anywhere we there, yeah. Come on. A red stripe flavor we say, yeah. Anywhere we there, yeah. Anywhere we there, yeah. And that stripe of flavor. Must be 18 years and older to drink. Drink Red Stripe responsibly. Socialize responsibly.
All right, the hour 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. inside the Easy Skanking is brought to you by Red Stripe Flavors at a stripe of flavors. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's all about Road to Success, the journey with the legendary, the great Usain Bolt. Now, Bolt, talk to us. So we learned about your athletic team, your business team, and you even have your social team. So tell us about your close circle, your A team.
Well, well, the team always is like Baby Gardner, and Pepe Goodison, they have O'Neill Brissett, and mainly those people that they around me, and then they have Tat. Most people not gonna know Tat, and then our young youth are part of the way now. We call it Baby. So I just most of the time you see me now, them man them are part. Is it?
Yeah,
So,
we see it.
Yeah.
We definitely see that. No, we're at this space now where we're talking about your retirement. I know that you have retired. Do you miss track, especially with COVID? No, this is probably the stillest the stillest you've ever been. How is all of that?
No, I used to miss the competition, like track and field, the competition when you go into a stadium and that energy, the roar of you walking out. That's what I miss, and running and competing, but I don't miss the training. So yeah, balance out.
No, when you just ended, it's almost like you traded your spikes for football boots, and we saw you playing for a club a little bit. What was that experience like, and why not cricket?
For me, football, because I watch so much football. You know what I mean? It was something that even do track and field, I was just always watching Manchester United. You understand? Football, like every man has a football team. You know what I mean? So I watch so much football. And I was like, bro, you see some ball, I'm not calling him. And I say, I can't probably do this. If them man I can play football, I can't probably do it. And it's something over the years that I've said, you know what, I would love to try. And it was a definitely great experience, and I really enjoyed it. It's something that I really enjoyed. And if I knew that it was be so much fun, I would have done a few things different. You understand?
Like what, sir?
In getting into football. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So just one of those things.
In terms of like you would have taken a different, like a more serious approach towards the sport?
I would have. All right. So when I decided to go into it, I was like, you know what? I don't want to stay in Europe because of who I am. In Europe, the sole attention is going to be on me. In anything that I go, people are just going to be there. The media's always going to be there. They're always going to want interview. So it's just going to be so overwhelming. So I decided to go as far as possible away from it. But I think the correct thing was to do was actually stay in Europe. You know what I mean? Where there were much better teams. You know what I mean? And people understood and understand and would teach me more. And I would learn a lot more and get a lot more respect. So it was a certain thing. So that was a mistake. But if I knew, I would have stayed in Europe.
And big up to Ricardo Bibi Gardner. He was on season 1 of Road to Success, The Journey. Did you go to him for any baller tips?
Yeah, actually, when Bibi was actually coaching Harborview, I actually went out to Harborview and did a few sessions with him and stuff.
Oh, so, wow.
How
was that? How was that? A team link up and
it was good enough because we played football at Football Factory. So he knew my ability at the time. So it was just to help me to refine my skills and to really get better. That's why I went to him, man, because I knew him and respected him. I went there and he really helped me and really pushed me to actually play football. So it was good.
You know, when we really look at your life and how historic it is, I mean, you talk about you being in the category of a Michael Jordan, like on that level, Pele, you've basically done it, but at the same time, in the same breath, you have this urge to do more, to want more, to take on something new. What is fueling this drive?
I mean, it's just where I'm from. You know what I mean? I'm from the country. You have to understand, when you come from the country, you come from a beginning. So I just always want to make my parents proud. And and I want to be the best. You know what I mean? I just don't want to. Yes, I've done so much great thing in track and field, but I'm so young, so I want to do more. You understand? I want to add to my legacy. So that's what drives me because I just want to continue doing great things. And I'm a dad now, so I have to make sure all of my Olympia gets. I want to make her proud. You understand? I want to look up to me just like I looked up to my father. My father was always working hard. He was always dedicated. He always tried to find a way to make sure we had food and anything that we want. So I want to, when Olympia grows up, I want her to see that person that works hard and dedicated, not just somebody that sits at home and chill.
Yeah. And as you speak of Olympia, you know, we just see you oozing with that pride and joy. What does, but first of all, congrats, girl dad. Hello.
Yes.
What what does it feel like for, you know, Usain Bolt being a dad? What gets you excited about Olympia?
For me, it's just when she smiles. I think that was when I really started really enjoying it, just to make her smile all the time. And just her laughing. And I'm excited. I tell the case I can't wait for her to start walking so I can take her around with me, you know what I mean? So that's one more thing that I'm excited about. But I'm happy to be a dad. It's been a long time coming because everybody, I remember throughout my whole career, people like, yo, you know, I get to youth. I'm like, just chill out. We have time, you know what I mean? So now I'm just happy to be a dad. I'm just trying to live right and to bring her up in the right way.
Did you name her because, you know, with her name, I'm seeing track superstar in her fortune. Do you think she will, you know, gravitate towards track? And was that why, you know, you named her Olympia Lightning Bolt?
No, for me it was actually before we knew the sex, I said to Case, listen, if it's a boy, I will name. And if it's a girl, you get the name. So she actually picked Olympia. So it was like she picked it because it was Greek and she liked it. So that's why it wasn't actually because of the Olympics or anything. You know what I mean? But I like lightning, and that's why we put lightning in.
No, I mean it's really awesome. It's absolutely fantastic, and people will always say to new parents like you will not learn or experience love in that kind of way until you have had a child of your own. I mean, I know you love children because you say it a lot, but loving other people's children and bringing them back is not the same thing. So, what sorts of lessons have you learned thus far from baby Olympia?
For me, it's just as I said, it's just a different love. You know what I mean? Just a smile, and just when she wants to sleep and she just sleeps on top of you, or she just wants to play, or if she's crying, she just wants to come to you. It's just a different feeling. You know what I mean? It's a different energy. It makes you want to just do great things and to protect her and to make sure she's safe. So for me, it's just a glorious thing. You know what I mean? You can't explain it. It's just a love that it's just different from every other thing.
Absolutely. Children also have a way of teaching you patience, especially when they are, you know, so young and waking up, and they're pretty demanding. They're hungry, you feed them, you change them. As it relates to that, have you find that you have learned any patience in that regard, or anything on a deeper level?
You have to, as I said, you have to be very patient with them because they don't understand anything at the time. So you have to try to teach them, especially now she's just learning little by little. So you have to be patient and understand that she can't understand what you're saying most of the time, you understand? But you have to be patient and try to figure out ways to explain, do not touch that, you will fall, you know what I mean? So stuff like that. So it really helps, definitely, you know what I mean? Patience. So I'm excited when she starts. I'm worried about when she starts walking because I know I was really energetic when I was younger. So hopefully she doesn't take off on me.
She's gonna be just like daddy, running around. Hopefully you'll be able to keep up. But we can't talk about Usain Bolt, the businessman, without asking what the deciding factor was in appointing your childhood friend NJ to manage one of the biggest brand Usain Bolt.
For me, we grew up together from day
Mm-hmm.
one. He was my best friend from the start. You understand? So, um, I'd never forget when I actually told him, like, listen, you should come and manage me. And he was like, oh, no, bro, I can't take up that for man. I'm like, yo, no, man. He said, I don't know anything about management. I was like, bro, you will learn. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, all right, I'll try. And he just came on board, you know what I mean? Just like me, took his time and he learned and he understood and over time, he just figure out the business and he learned.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? NJ is actually a teacher for literature and history.
History.
So
Mm-hmm.
he's he's a smart person, very intelligent. So for me, and I believed in him because we had the same goal. We're from the same place, so we had the
Mm-hmm.
same mentality. You know what I mean? Growing up, you wanted to be the best, and for me, he would always, even before he was when we were apart as friends, because I came to Kingston and he was still in the country. We would always stay in communication, and we always talk, and
Mm-hmm.
he was always motivating me, especially when I was going through my injuries and stuff. So for me, I knew he wanted me to be the best. So it was easy for me to say, listen, come be a part of this and we'll build an empire together, and that's what we're doing.
That's just super awesome, man. That's really dope. And respect, because sometimes we see people they start from humble beginnings, and like you always refer to yourself, you're coming from the country, and the minute you get an opportunity, not you as in you, but people in general get an opportunity to excel and go to the highest level, you start to see a change within their team and their inner circle. So kudos to you for keeping it local.
For me, I always want my team, anybody, even the A team. This is one of the
Mm-hmm.
reasons I started my label, and I was like, listen, if we're gonna do this as a team, I want everybody to grow. You know what I mean? To expand together. So it's just a matter of time. It's as we're in the pandemic right now. Hopefully, this will be over soon, and we can branch out as a team and do different things. You know, with the A team and make it a bigger brand. So this is why I
Mm-hmm.
bring. That's how I bring my friends along with me. I'm trying to make them do different things so we can build together as a team.
That's just super awesome. Are you hard to manage? I know some celebrities, some mega stars, it's like,
No, no, come on, as this can say, I'm really chill.
yeah,
I'm
you're
a
pretty
simple
chill.
person. You know what I mean? I just
True.
enjoy a link and I say, yo, we have this to do, we have that to do. I forget things. They have
Mm-hmm.
to always remind me of things. That's the only thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing. You have to say, yo, bro, remember tomorrow we have to do this. And I'm like, ah, shit. I forgot. You know what I mean? But otherwise, I'm really simple and really
Mm-hmm.
humble and I just get things done because business is business, you understand? I enjoy the business part. So when he talks, it's time
He
to go.
keeps you in line. Now, Usain Bolt, the visionary, the entrepreneur, your businesses and endorsement deals, tracks and records, Bolt scooters, Usain Bolt shoe by Puma, your champagne, Bolt 24 Gatorade, Zoom PayPal money transfer. You have, all of these things. What do you think is the biggest misconception about creating wealth and even money?
That is easy. You know
Mm,
what I mean? I think a lot of people say, like, we're doing a lot of things, you know what I mean? And you feel like everything you touch is gold. No, it takes work, you know what I mean? It takes time. You have to put time in these things. And not everything we do will be successful, you know what I mean? And that's one thing we learn from early coming into the business aspect of this. That you have to do different things and branch off in different things because not everything you touch will be gold. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
And you have to put in the work in everything. This is why it's so hard. A lot of people see us living a certain life or doing a certain thing. As you just mentioned, there's so much things that you have just mentioned, and there's other things that we have to
Mm-hmm.
do that stretch us thin as a person. You know what I mean? But we want it, and we work hard to maintain the lifestyle and to try to build the empire.
Well, and I'm sure that you have been, approached multiple times, by ad campaigns or companies or just persons who want to partner or investors. But how do you choose or decide who you really want to align your brand with, and what are some of the main factors that fuel those choices?
For me, brand, as you can see over the years, if you look at the people that I really align myself with, is just companies that really are high end. You know what I mean? We try to keep it
Mm-hmm.
at a certain level. You know what I mean? We try to partner with people who we know have the same vision as us, who want to do great things or want to actually build an empire. So we always focus on joining with people who we know have the same vision as us. And that's always a key thing. We're not just in this to make a quick buck, because at times you have people who come and say, listen, we can make this money easy, but it's not always just to get easy bucks. You want to work with people who have the same integrity as you and the same
Mm-hmm.
goal and the same drive. So that's a few of the things that we focus on when people really offer certain things.
Mm-hmm. And you talk about building your A team, you talk about the music. We see you're doing it, and you're not just doing it, at no low level. I mean, we see Immortal Rhythm, it's Olympia Rose, right, to promote your champagne of the same name, and we see the quality that you put out. Talk to us about creating these two projects, and what was it like working with the entertainers, because I know
For
it's
me,
nothing like track.
no, it's definitely not like track. It's a little bit more difficult. You have people who rate you and then you have people who don't rate you. You understand? You have people you call and then them say, yeah man, next week. And then 3 weeks after them I say, all right, cool, we can come do it song now. So it's a lot more difficult in the music industry. You know what I mean? But for us is always about putting out good music and quality, you know what I mean? We don't want to put out projects because you can put out music, because music comes so much daily, you know what I mean? There's so much music daily. So when we're doing things, we don't rush. We take our time. You know what I mean? Because we have a rhythm that we wanted to drop for the longest while. You know what I mean? But we're not rushing it. You know what I mean? We're waiting on the right time to get it done the right way. You know what I mean? If you look at the videos that we shoot, it's high quality. We don't just put out anything. We really put thought into it and effort. So for me, that's what we're trying to do. You know what I mean? Do things different and to change the industry and do it our way.
And speaking about changing the industry, talk to us about your wider plan for the music, like your musical vision. Where do you want to take it?
To the highest level, Grammy level we're talking about, you understand? That's the highest level, and that's what we focus on, you know what I mean? We're just trying to get a foothold in the music, you know what I mean, right now. So we're putting out projects. Let people understand that, yeah, we're not just to put out a lot of projects, but we're going to put out quality projects to let people listen and to enjoy music, you know what I mean? Put out. So that's the focus right now. We actually have a song dropping tomorrow.
What?
Stay less. So that's something to look out for. You understand?
But I can't be talking to you today and I don't have the track. I can't talk to you now and I don't have the track.
I make MJ make it happen. Don't worry yourself. So that's the focus, and that's what we're doing. So, and we had this song for a while. We actually premiered it a little bit on my Instagram, and people are like, yo, when you drop this, I want it. So we don't just drop something because we have it. We always take our time and figure out, do we really want to put this out there? And we have decided to drop it. So it's sales. So look out for it tomorrow. So that's something to look out for. So we just continue doing things, and we have met with people even overseas that we're trying to get in and to put a level to the music and to make it bigger and wider. So the A-Team lifestyle, just look out for it.
That's really awesome. No, it is Reggae Month, and you coming from a structured industry, being track. What do you think that the music industry needs to be more lucrative?
Structure. It's literally that's it. You know what I mean? It's some of the time it's hard. You have artists that we work with that really works with us. You know what I mean? That respects us and say, all right, cool. Tomorrow I work. Tomorrow I work. You know what I mean? And when we were getting into the business, we were warned that, listen to me, artists are really hard to work with. You know what I mean? And getting into it, you understand that it's not easy. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things that we're learning and figuring out. You know what I mean? But I hope that will change in the music. Like, if you tell somebody 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock. You know what I mean? If you tell somebody Tuesday, it's Tuesday. You know what I mean? And I think that's one of the problem with the business in Jamaica and music, that people are not very professional about what they do, and that's what I personally think is holding back the music. You know what I mean? And also, you have people around you, and every music you make, they said, "Yo, yeah, man, that's the big song that no." People are not critiquing and saying, listen, no, I don't like that, change that. You know what I mean? And that's one thing with we're in the studio and something's going on, I was like, yo, no, that don't sound good, you know what I mean? Change up this. We are that person. I think a lot of artists won't like that, but we want a certain level of music and certain things to go out there. So these are the things that we want, and we are trying to change, or we try to change with the people that we work with.
Were you taken aback when you come to the realization that this is a element, it is a thing within the entertainment industry where you have, the yes man them, like you mentioned, and if you should honestly critique something, somebody may take that as a disrespect or feel like, yo, Bolt, a fight me, here how the harmony is tight. Were you taken aback by this?
Yeah, when you say to a few artists and the way they respond, yes, definitely. You're kind of like, yo, so no one has ever said no or critique your work ever. It kind of throw you off, because that's how life is. And with my team and the people around me, that's how we are, you know what I mean? If we see something that we're not pleased with, I say, yo, we don't like that, or yo, don't do that. You get what I'm saying? So when you actually got to the business and then you start telling artists that, yo, that don't sound good, do it over. And they must say, yo, what do you mean? You know what I mean? That sound good. You know what I mean? It kind of throw you off. You kind of understand the business, but I feel like that needs to change in the business. You know what I mean? You need people to critique your song as friends to tell you, like, no, bro, I feel like this I got it, Try something else, try a different melody, do this. You know what I mean? Or hold on upon a song and make us see if the time comes around where we can drop it. You get what I mean? So it's just the business and something that is we're just looking into, and we see what happens, because we just started in business, so we're not trying to shake it up too much.
but you already, based on that, you kind of know who are the people that you will work with in terms of going forward.
Yeah, definitely. We have a few artists that really respect us and understand who we are, and we definitely work with them, and we're willing to work with new artists, and we just figure it out. But the key thing is getting a foothold in the music before you can really start picking up a lot of new artists. But we do try to work with new artists and get a vibe, you know what I mean?
Let's talk about your newest artist, Living the Dream, NJ Bolt collaboration. What actually propelled you to, create this track, put it out, and even the title of it is a motivational, positive, uplifting song?
For me, it's our life, pretty much. You know what I mean? NJ actually wrote the song for me. He, you know what I mean? They're home because in the pandemic now, clearly has a lot of time on his hands. So he was just writing a song, and he said, yo, I have a song for you to sing. And I was like, bro, I'm not singing. You know what I mean? I'm like a DJ Khaled type of vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I want.
The hype man.
Like, and then we went to the studio. I was like, yo, here what? Go in at the booth and do it. They must say, no. I said, no, man, go in and go do it. And we went in there and we took our time and we built it. And as it says, it's a positive message. It's just to show the youth that this is where I was from. This is where I came from. You know what I mean? And I believed in myself, and I worked and worked and worked. It was not an easy road, but I worked hard and I believed in myself until I got to where I am today. So it was just to uplift everybody, not just the country youth them, but the ghetto youth them, or just people who are down on themselves. Like, listen, you can do it, you know what I mean? It's just to put your mind to it and to be determined.
No, there's so many aspects to you, like when you give selflessly, and we see that through your varied charities and projects that you have taken on. How important is service to Usain Bolt?
No, for me, it's very important, This is why my foundation, Usain Bolt Foundation, is focused on early childhood education and the younger generation. Because growing up primary school, a lot you can see a lot of the kids coming to school they didn't have it. You know what I mean? And for me to find a way to help as much as I possibly can is just an honor, and I'm happy to do as much as I possibly can do. You know what I mean? To help to educate, because I think that's very important to educate the young ones so they can have a chance in life. You know what I mean? Because if you miss your early child education, it's so much difficult at high school level to really get better. So for me, that's where my foundation focuses on, and that's the key.
And you know, you could live anywhere in the world, but you're here with us in Jamaica, and we're really grateful and truly happy to have you. And we see in your every move, you try to think of the country. And we see that even through you helping the film industry. I think it was some time ago, like with your commercials, you insist that they're shot locally. Talk to us about this decision and why this is imperative for you to give back to the country in such a meaningful way.
Well, I remember we did a few of our commercial overseas, and we were there one day. I was like, yo, why we can't shoot in Jamaica? You know what I mean? We have people who are capable of doing this. You know what I mean? And they were like, oh, we have the machine. I'm like, no, you actually can come to Jamaica and do this. So we then decided that every contract, I made sure we put it in the contract. Listen, we have to shoot all our commercial in Jamaica. The only way we're not shooting unless we don't have the facility to shoot. And that's how it really started. And for me to give back to Jamaica in any possible way, you know what I mean, to get jobs. As you can see, we build our building off which we have one in Montego Bay for the BPO to generate jobs for people. I mean, any way I can help Jamaica to be better, to grow, for me it's just easy and it's just an honor.
Now, when we think of Jamaica, two of the greatest comes to mind. You know, Bob Marley, great late reggae legend, and Usain Bolt, 34-year-old living legend. You know, do you feel like you have fulfilled your life's purpose?
No, I think I have a lot more to go. You know what I mean? As I said, I'm trying to build on my legacy, but people, the joy of being called a legend is wonderful, but to be compared with Bob Marley, it's something so massive, and people don't understand how I feel when I travel. And people always say, listen to me. One time when I used to travel, people always say, "Oh, Jamaica." They all they thought about was just Bob Marley. And now when they travel, people are saying Bob Marley and Usain Bolt. So for me, it's wonderful. And it also helps the tourist industry, because everybody wants to come to Jamaica and to see and just a glimpse. Because I've met so many tourists in Jamaica that said, I came here hoping I would meet you, and I'm happy I did. I need a picture. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just a wonderful thing, and it's there's no feeling, there's no words to explain how I feel about this.
Awesome. And finally, I mean, you're so cool. The conversation could go on and on, but Jamaica is filled with tons of talent. Any words of wisdom for budding athletes and just people on their journey, on their road to success, and they want to do it as big as Usain Bolt?
First thing, find what you love, not what people say you should do. That's the first thing, you know what I mean? Because if you don't love it, you won't be as passionate about it. And work hard, be determined, understand that you will have to sacrifice a lot if you really want it. You know what I mean? It's not going to be an easy road. There will be ups and downs, you know what I mean? And just remember, believe in yourself. Anything is possible. Don't think limits.
Thank you so much, Usain Bolt. You are absolutely awesome. You are an inspiration. You are a motivation to many. And I know you already know this because you have reached the pinnacle and you have not changed who you are. So continue to remain the Usain Bolt. And big up your entire team. Hey, NJ, big up, you know. I want you to introduce the song, the collaboration, of course, with you and NJ.
Ready?
Yeah, man, ready.
So listen,
Just your
this
intro.
is called living the dream. This is all for the young youths them who need to believe in themselves and understand you can make it. You can live the dream. Let's go.
What? Thank you so much, Usain Bolt. Living the dream.
Believe in yourself.
Never switch up, never switch up. Your blessings can flow if you never give up. Never switch up, never switch up. When life get heavy, keep pushing it up.
Work so hard, never give up. Mama blessing flowing us. All I wanna do is make her proud. Make her boast but her son to crowd. Put in the work and we never ever stop.
Again, no. Usain Bolt featuring NJ.
Believe in yourself.
Never give up.
Never switch up, never switch up. Your blessings
living the dream.
Never give up. Never switch up, never switch up. When life get heavy, keep pushing it up.
Work so hard, never give up. Mama blessing flowing us. All I wanna do is make her proud. Make her boast but her son to crowd. Put in the work and we never ever stop. If you till the silent, you must reap the crop. Standard set, it will never drop. You keep rising to the top. Just a kid from the country, living the dream. Living the dream. Just a kid from the country, pushing the wheel.
Living the dream. If you just missed it, you can catch it on YouTube. It was Road to Success, the journey with the great Usain Bolt.
Hard every day, never change up the routine. Never.
Stick and stay. See you on the flip side of this break.
Never switch up. Alright, everybody, big up, yeah. Everything stripe to me swag, flavor in a cup. Yow the thing, mad, be your vibes they enough. Full of stripe and a general. And every girl walk up, as we reach for the scene, never sorry.